Hello everyone, welcome back to Walk With Me Gaming. And even though I just literally started playing now, why is this moving so slow? Gotta load up, I guess. Even though we just started playing, I do want to do some stuff. Okay, so I think we just did Memphis. I should have probably checked this before. It's been a hot minute since I played this. I've mostly just been playing Breath of the Wild. So, let's see where I'm going. Because, I don't know, I've just been having a good time, because Breath of the Wild. Of course I've been having a good time. Okay, so I think we're... Alright, so those are some of the folks that we came across before. I'm thinking... kind of thinking I should just start going... Whoa. I feel like I need to fill in this gap a little bit. So maybe we'll hit up... just head west again. And then maybe up north a little bit, keep going kind of northwest, and then swing through the middle here. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I do need to check something real quick. Okay. Alright, yeah. So, we are going west, right? Yep, there we go. Turn down the little volume for me a little bit. Can't think so much when I got all this lovely music going through my head. It's been a minute, so mostly just playing lots of
Some students had paused their long walk home to rest on the bank of this clear, shallow pond. Above them, a plane makes low and hazy loop-de-loops.
Loop-de-loops.
They gaze into the water.
Not paying
A
attention
young
to the
man
plane.
points at a girl who stands alone on the shore.
Her dad's in the plane.
He murmurs.
We stop here every day to see him.
What?
He points into the pond, and you realize that the plane is flying under the water.
That does not
The
make
image
sense.
in the clouds is its reflection. The girl drops to her knees and stretches her hands into the pond. And when her father roars around the loop of the shore, his engines splash mud all over her clothes.
Papa!
She sobs and
What?
lunges for the water.
Dude, I don't even know. I'm sure.
You hold her hand
Put her in the water.
as she steps out onto a slippery rock in the shallows.
Wait!
Her friends shout. But when the plane banks past, she leaps. And you push her for good measure. Splash.
Okay.
The water clears. She did. She did. She trails white-knuckled from her father's tail fin like a windsock as he swoops around the far end of the pond. But on its way back, the plane doesn't turn. It's aimed right for the shore.
Okay.
The plane ramps straight up past you into the sky. A flash of the girl's wind-squashed face, her father's wild smile, and the wings snap through the treetops, and they're both gone in the clouds.
This is the strangest story I've seen this entire time.
You hear her cry. Her classmates burst into tears.
I'm curious why that's in parentheses if he just said it. That is the strangest story I've heard this entire game. Money. Well. That sounds fantastic. Alright, let's move a little faster. We got places to be. I mean, not really. Is there, like, nothing on the way? Is there any way I can see... Story. Okay. Oh, that's our stories. Unseen stories. That's what we want. Yeah. There. Okay. Man, not that many. We're gonna have to dive all the way down to Texas for those. Got a lot of empty space, but I mean, it makes sense. We're out in the middle of nowhere. I feel like heading towards those two. Let's get those knocked out. Gonna have to turn a little more south. I don't know how south we could go, though. We're gonna need a good crossing. I think we got one there. Yeah, you know, playing Breath of the Wild's always good. And, what else did I play on the channel? I did Umurangi Generation, so that's gonna be coming out this week, too. But, you know, just finding ways to keep busy and whatnot. And then personally, played a lot of Pokemon Scarlet for a minute, and then for some reason, I've now, once again, become addicted to playing Stardew Valley. Just on its own. Not for this. Just on its own. So, if you're expecting me to play more... What the... Did you take my money? Did you give me money? Whatever. Don't matter. So much nothing in the Midwest. This is out west. There is nothing here. But yeah, I just I thought about doing another Breath of the Wild video, and I was like, you know, I haven't played any of these in a minute, so I should really get caught up on these as well. Because I feel like we're getting close to collecting a fair amount of the stories, I believe, at this point. And, because then after that, then we're just going to want to kind of wrap things up, because then we just have to talk with all our fellow travelers. It's been weird. So obviously, I know I've talked a little bit about this in my other videos, but like...
The gentle breeze sways the man on his horse.
It's only been like
Poor fellow
2
must be
weeks
having
since our
himself a
little
saddle
friend left us, and it's so
or he's
weird.
just dead.
It's just so
Down you,
empty
stranger.
feeling. Like the house feels empty.
You're
Everything
sure
feels
the
too
man's
quiet.
lips didn't move.
The weird.
His head lolls like an old branch ready to snap off the trunk.
Is it the horse talking?
Hey, asshole!
There it is, of
The
course.
horse's grotesque tongue slaps against the roof of its mouth, forming awful mockeries of human words. You got a problem with talking to horses?
I mean, I just did a tale with this, so I don't know. I mean, clearly the man's not
That's
talking.
better.
So
You got any food, stranger? Maybe a plump apple?
what
Eating for two here.
are you connected?
The horse sticks his wet nose all through
That's
your
gross.
pockets, rooting for snacks.
But our cat's
You notice
been
now
acting weird.
that the rider seems to sprout from the
That's so
horse's
gross.
flesh. His skin is papery, gilled, and covered in a scuzzy yellow residue.
You got some kind of benign
Not a
growth.
good you are, huh? The horse scoffs and heads in the other direction. His rider droops and knocks in the momentum, limp as a noodle.
Yeah, we're just getting all the weird stories today, huh? Hello.
Two brothers stroll up to you in the street, wearing identical scowls and
already
identical
dealt with the two brothers
steel-toed
story.
boots. One spits in front of you.
What?
Don't stay in town overnight, the other says. No vagrants after dark.
Ooh. Okay.
There's no shelter to find on the road. And the night is cold.
I don't feel like
and
pushing my
windy.
luck on that.
You doze fitfully under a bush. But at least you're in one piece come morning.
Yeah, I've been murdered before. I don't need to push that. Okay, so now let's just go straight north, I guess. It's amazing how fast we can travel. Let's see, do we got a good crossing coming up? We sure do. Sure as heck do. We'll take it. Yeah, our cat has now started acting like she used to. Like, it's crazy that our cat is acting in a way that she hasn't done for 7 months. Like, since we got the baby, the cat was like very attached to him, like to go up and like not necessarily snuggle with him, but like sit close to him and like walk around him and stuff like that. And for a while, like this is a cat who was a bed cat, 100%. Like, she would sleep on you, like snuggle up close. She was a bed cat, and she stopped doing that, and now she's just started doing it.
You find her at a crossroads
and it's
in the
so
dark,
weird that she's
lit
finally
by a tiny
doing this
brazier,
again.
turning something fragrant and smoky. All around are the dried stems and petals of a dozen strange plants. You! Her voice is powerful, belying her size.
You seem like you could do with powerful magic.
I could use
For
some
you?
magic.
No charge.
Oh, well, thank you.
We have a friend in common.
She taps her nose.
Did you notice I'm a
knowingly.
skeleton?
You've the look about you of someone who desperately wants something. Just tell me. Endless wealth? Undying love?
I don't know. Well, on a personal note, I've got my love already.
How
so give me money.
practical. How clever.
She sprinkles powder
this doesn't
of
bite me in the
grains onto
ass.
the burning coals, filling the smoke with strange and acrid smells. Soon you're coughing forcefully, feeling something coming up from deep in your throat. Her eyes, red like coals, stare right into yours as you spit it out. At first, you think it's blood, but no. The copper you taste is a single, lonely penny.
How curious. The magic won't cling to you. It slides off your shade like water off a duck.
Did she always know this would happen?
I mean, if you're
Off with
already
you.
in cahoots with
Your
my
only wealth
wolf
is in
friend,
tales. Your only riches are verses.
Sounds like you already know my story.
Her laugh is too sharp, bird-like, and with a flick of the wrist, she snuffs out her brazier.
Brazier. I thought that said brazier, and I was like, that's a weird word to have there. And that's why it's weird, because it's wrong. What do we got here? Oh, thank goodness. A bloody piglet. Well, that's a perfect timing for a snack. Thank you, sir. Looks like we got a couple stores up there. Might as well take them. Oklahoma City, huh? Interesting, because it's not like, I don't think it's an actual city like they are in some cases, but it's got a lot of stuff in it. It's got a train station, it's got stores, it's got sights to see. Plenty to
The
do
way
here,
the crowd
apparently.
jeers when she walks out,
What?
you're expecting a lurid freak show. But when she starts to sing,
You
her
got a bearded
voice
lady
is
here?
light and warm, rich on the ears. The audience falls into a rapt silence. The man in the next seat turns to you.
Isn't she something?
Sure
We
is.
find love in the strangest places. I was a broker before the country went to shit. Now, this place is doing better than any bank. It's the truth.
No matter people can barely afford to feed themselves, they'll come here. They need to be reminded that there's joy and spectacle in the world.
Ain't that the truth,
He
man?
pauses. And music.
Music's the most important.
When the show's over, you see them together, arm in arm. He smiles. Join us for a drink?
Sure.
You drink the night away with them. She's quick to laugh and quick to make others laugh.
They
He's
seem like
kind
wonderful
and
people. I
generous
really
with
hope
the
they don't
bottle.
betray me.
And looks content just to hear her talk.
That's really nice. That's the sweetest story I've heard here so far. No joke, I'm like mildly choked up here. Because
This
That
abandoned
was
rail
just so
yard
sweet.
is full of broken
Oh my
old
God.
boxcars. So of course, people are taking shelter here. The looks they're giving you are a little less than friendly. You search around for an empty space to rest. There's a heap
find
of
a spot.
rags and sticks in the back of this boxcar. You start digging around,
oh no,
looking for tinder, and the heap
Boy.
starts moving.
that's a big arm.
Hands off, voice yelps. Long, knotty arm with nails like rusty screws darts out and shoves you away.
I'd say,
You see
are you
big
a person?
yellow
But sure doesn't
eyes
seem
and
like
a
it.
flash of snaggle teeth.
This is my home.
The creature informs you.
Are you moving in? We
I
can't.
have a lawyer.
I have the deed for the car. I do the chores around here. I have a lawyer. I'm respected in the community.
I'd like to hear more from
The
you. You
creature's
seem
muddy
interested.
fist emerges with an official document. The actual deed for the property. There's even a clause describing the boxcar itself.
I like this
The
guy.
creature's arm is long enough to shove you all the way out of the door and deposit you outside.
You don't come into a man's home and set his bed on fire.
He shouts and slams the door shut.
I swear they saved the weird stories for last. Alright. Got a tale here. Someone spitting a yarn of something I know. Mentioned in the story about girl ran network helping persecute escape their oppressors. I know this one. It sure is. I've seen it myself.
The pup is a skinny thing, but its eyes are bright. Its fur is shiny, and its tail
Probably
thumps the ground
stop
eagerly
bouncing my
at your
leg. I'm worried
approach.
that the microphone's gonna pick that
It
up.
won't come at your call.
I'm sorry if it did.
Instead, looks around as if worried that acknowledging you would mean betraying another.
Aw, poor
The
little
dog
thing.
isn't tied up or injured. Must be well trained to sit so patiently. With a noise between a huff and a bark, it bounces to its feet
Aw.
when a small boy comes into sight. The child is ill-dressed and dirty, and grinning like a
I'd like
fiend.
to know both.
Lion, you're so good.
Where
He
you heading?
shrugs.
Don't know, really. Wherever our feet take us.
Another fellow wanderer.
He scratches
Appreciate it.
Lion's chin. The dog quivers with pleasure.
Lion's a circus dog. I was thinking about finding him a town, trying to earn money showing his tricks, but I don't think he'd be happy.
That's a very
The
considerate
boy
small child.
inflates with pride.
All right. He won't get shy as there's just us.
He turns to Lion and looks deep into the dog's eyes.
Lion, please will you find me a hat?
I guess that's
Lion
into
can
that.
fetch anything. He understands lots of words.
The boy shrugs.
Mainly he fetches stuff I can sell. It's a living. We never take anything important.
His expression is guilty, but not repentant.
Yeah, you know.
The boy grins.
Good job. Good on you.
Barking
Do what you gotta do.
announces the return of Lion. He's got a fedora on his head. It's tilted rakishly. The dog scampers to its owner, who transfers the hat from Lion's head to his own.
Isn't he good? We'll get by. There's nothing we can't do together.
Yeah, Lion's a good boy. Okay, where are we heading next? Is that going west? I might just want to hitchhike. How do I do that? Shoot. I forget how to hitchhike. Q, of course. And we got a ride for a weird traveler. Well, best start walking, I suppose. No point in staying still. Wish the buttons were a little better laid out. Gonna make it to the city before anyone picks me up. Oh well, guess I'm just walking. Amarillo. Interesting. Alright. Wonder if there's a list of, like, when you run into people, like, what stories have you already told them? Because I remember this one likes funny stories, I believe. But
You stride beneath a waning crescent moon that hangs low above the horizon. The sky is clear but for a few wisps of clouds, and there's just enough light to guide your way. Continuing past the empty fields and small ponds, you hear the telltale cadence of a horse. Looking around for the source of the noise, one of those clouds
Dark
begins to
Rider.
obscure the moon, throwing the world before you into inky darkness.
you cannot escape the
As
inky
if
darkness.
perfectly choreographed, you see the horse and its rider emerging from the encroaching of shadow. They pull around so as to stop just on the boundary between light and dark. Lovely night, the rider croons, soft and low. I knew you'd understand,
Always something
friend.
creepy on these ones.
The rider cheers, slapping his thigh for good measure. I just adore nights such as this. Looking up at all the stars, knowing about all those miles between them, makes the distance I've got to go seem manageable.
Where are you going?
Most folks look at the void above and try to fill it with gods. Trace shapes to bridge the distance between the lights. I heard tale of tribes way down south that outline the dark parts of the sky for their constellations. That's a beautiful thought.
I do like that idea, actually. Make the constellations out of the darker sections.
The horse seems to smile in approval,
I don't
while the
want the
rider
horse to smile.
continues his soliloquy. For me, though, it's not about the shapes between the stars so much as the vastness of space itself. Against such an
a bit of a
incomprehensible
philosopher, huh?
backdrop, why, even an imperfect life looks like a sublime miracle.
Bask in the void.
Anyway, friend, I'd best be getting on. Have a good one. The horse and rider bow gracefully as one. Then they turn and move on through the darkness, beyond your ability to see.
I kind of like the story. I
You
hope
decide
it
to
ends
linger.
well.
Laying on your back, looking up at the stars, until you eventually fall asleep.
Sounds comfy.
You awake the next day at dawn, just in time to see the sunrise. It's blindingly bright, but also just about the most exquisite sunrise you've ever seen. As you stretch and get ready to resume your travels, you notice that you feel incredibly well rested.
Absolute peace of mind, perfect sleep. Boy, don't we all crave that, huh?
A Chevrolet idles outside a dusty filling station. A man bends over the radiator, sweat beading on his face.
What'd you do to
Two
me?
girls in matching flower sack dresses sit beside the car. The man looks up as you approach. Got a moment to help me fill the radiator?
Yeah,
Sure do
problem.
appreciate it.
The man tells you.
It's a wonder we get anywhere, what with the goddamned radiator always breaking.
Well, just fix
Third
it.
town in a week. I keep looking for work, but haven't found anything.
He shrugs.
Gotta be jobs somewhere, right?
He laughs
There's
and
always
claps
something.
you on the back with one
Might not be
grease-streaked
good.
hand.
But there's
Of
always
course
something.
there is. Not in the next town and the one after that. There was nothing at home for my girls. I didn't want them growing up like that.
Radiator's full.
Maybe I'll see you up the road a ways.
It's very interesting hearing the simple stories compared to the fantastical ones that we hear. Let's see if I've heard this one. The workers who sing a picket without pausing day and night. It is a highly embellished tale, madam. I don't know what stories I got, so let's just see what I have to share. Hopefully I got something good for Rocio.
Word has spread of una huelga, a strike, out in California.
Good.
It's not uncommon. I have grown used to the frustration and the desperation. Seen it rise from its feet and march forth from the fields, but it always ends the same.
That
No one
doesn't sound good.
listens. We're beaten down into the dirt and are forced to be comfortable with our discomfort. But it sounds different out in the West.
Hearing
Los
her say these
Filipinos y
things,
Mexicanos have settled their
face
differences,
does not
turned
match this.
frustration into strength, strength into action. I dearly hope I can see it with my own eyes. Maybe
Me
you can
too.
tell me a story that's a little bit scary.
Well, I could do scary. I got scary for miles, man. I think this counts as scary. I hope so.
Oh, I have
There
the
it is.
chills. Your story would be popular with the young people, I think. Luck. My luck has been good. I met with a Guatemalteco, a Guatemalan a few miles back. He gave me a bit of money and offered me shelter for the night in his home.
Yeah.
I was stunned. Un santo en America. And with a roof over his head, I slept well that night. Do you know anything funny? Anything I can write home about to mi hijo?
This is the music that really sounds like Wind Waker. Let's see. Something funny. Something funny. Looks like I should have changed up some of these. The Hidden Sideshow, Murdered Man, That's Tragedy. I really don't have anything funny. Man. Dang. Do I seriously have, like, I don't have anything I would consider funny. Here's a story about a violin.
And that's real sadness to you? My past, well, when I moved to Mexico, he was well endowed, had money. He lost it all to business he never explained, and gambling he always hid. And most of all, he lost
least you
respect
knew.
for me. For to him, I was the burden that led him to his misfortune. A petulant man. I cannot believe I fell for his hollow tricks. No matter, that's in the past now. Please share a story of hope with me.
Hope. Okay. Let's see. I could tell one of the other positive stories. The rising workers movement.
What a wonderful
Yeah.
story. We need
Knew that would
stories like this to give us strength. My freedom? I do not think that just because I can travel, I'm really free. I've grown so accustomed to being alone. My thoughts and desires held back by disdain and stress. Soon I will be among mi gente, my people. Soon. Now, tell me a funny story. Make me laugh.
Lady, you're barking up the wrong tree. Tell the adventurous dust riders.
That one, it sounds untrue. Did you make it up?
Don't you call me a liar.
America's not my home, but I begin to understand it, I think. I've seen
That's fair.
towns, cities even, rush by while riding the trains. All I knew about this country was endless fields and rough ground.
That's a lot.
But
of
now
it.
I see what all this talk of the American dream comes from, though I sense that that's just the surface.
Accurate.
Maybe you have a good, hopeful story to tell?
A little more hope, huh? Finds the positive side of the dust storms. That better count as hopeful.
I think perhaps we see that one differently.
Fine.
Choice. Well, no matter what we choose, they treat none of us with respect. There are already people out there trying to spin a good movement as una enfermedad, an ill of society. What is it the gringos say? Oh, damned if you do, damned if you don't. That phrase once sounded funny to me. Not anymore. El calor feels so intense. Though I'm not sure if it's the weather anymore. I'm not suffocated by it. It's not just heat, it's warmth, reassurance. Can you feel it?
I sure do.
I will follow it. This way,
Damn it.
to the west. If you go that way, look for me. I hope we can share together in what we find out there.
I'm gonna have to do a little more walking to go. Half of me is like, maybe I should go. Oh, so I guess I got enough. Any other untold stories? Oh, hey. Wow. I missed a whole bunch along there. You know, maybe I guess, Wow. Wow! Look at all these. And I thought I was just in the middle of nowhere, and I guess I am just in the middle of nowhere. Everything else is scattered. I've missed a lot. Damn. A whole bunch near the beginning, too, I bet. Yep. It's like I skipped over all of New York. Alright, well. Guess we got some more traveling to do. Keep going west, I suppose. Fine. is the route we're taking. I think that's what I want. Yeah. No one wants to take me. At this point, I get it. I'm almost there. Just gonna keep on whistling. I must have gone this direction and not turned to the left there. That goes straight into the mountains. Okay, so we gotta head south from here. I see. Of course I have to cross the river. Fine, that's what we'll do. We'll go see our friend. This game is so nice and relaxing. I know this ain't gonna be for everybody, but I'm happy to play this through to completion.
In front of the cops is a sturdy house.
Cops?
It is neatly shut up,
Cops?
and there is an undisturbed layer of dirt on the front porch. Crack. There must be someone inside. No one responds to your knock, and the door is locked. But a barrel below the window affords easy access inside. As you poke your head in, there's a whistle, and a rope catches your neck.
Move, and we'll choke you.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
Listen up. You're gonna go, and you're never gonna come back, and you're not telling anyone about us.
Sure.
The person speaking jerks the rope around your neck for emphasis.
Stop it!
Someone else shouts.
I said, I'm not staying if you hurt people.
That's the second voice. No. It's a child.
If we don't keep our home secret, how are we going to be safe?
Another child. A boy. You slip the noose off while they fight. The girl glances at her sullen companion before addressing you.
I'm very sorry, but you're not welcome.
Oh,
We
they're
don't
all
allow
kids?
adults here. Adults cannot be trusted.
You're
She
not
reaches
wrong.
for your hand.
If you promise not to tell anyone where we are, we'll let you go unharmed.
Appreciate it. I promise.
Thank you. You're all right, I reckon.
The
I
girl
reckon I am.
smiles.
Good luck on your travels.
The boy sticks his chin out.
If you tell anyone, I'll get you.
I'll
The
get
girl
you.
sighs.
If you tell anyone, we'll have to live in the woods.
She explains.
Oh, well, I don't want to have to do that to you, so, yeah. Keep on traveling, I guess. Take this side of the river. The Rio Grande. Rio Grande. It is Rio Grande, right? There's no E, right? I'm not stupid. No, it is an E. It is the Rio Grande. Okay, good. I was like, that might just be dumbass white people who say Rio Grande. And I could be a dumbass white people sometimes, so. In fact, I'm a dumbass all the time, and I am a white people. Can't change that. Okay. Let's say hello to our friend again, but first we gotta change up our stories. Let's hear your tale. Killers in the streets. Yeah, I am a good joker. Alright. I'll probably... You guys can skip over this part. This is probably going to take me a minute to figure out what to tell her. Alright. I don't know. I feel like selecting the stories, it feels like it's giving me less options than I have. I've supposedly got like 140 stories. So
I'm happy to see you again.
I'm confused how
it feels like years have passed.
What?
Years of energy once wasted, now keeping me alive with purpose.
What? What?
I would have never imagined myself being here, with my faith resolute, among crowds of new friends and compatriotas. My mother and son's presence with me, easing the pain in my hands and in my body.
You're a scarecrow. Why are you a scarecrow?
A blessing from God and from my Lady of Guadalupe,
my
gracing
God.
me with determination.
What
I move
on
with my hermanas y hermanos
earth?
as one, and my soul
This is what
is
happens when
one,
everyone hits
free
chapter
from
3?
the ire of my past. I never thought I'd see myself like this.
I didn't think so
And I
either.
weep with joy that I am.
Lady, what the
Please
hell?
share a story of hope with me.
Okay, hope. Does hope and love count as the same things? Let's find out.
What a wonderful
Good.
story. We need stories like this to give us strength. Love is all
Agreed.
around me now. Talking with these new people,
These
new
birds.
faces, to hear their voices sharing their troubles,
What
their
the hell?
dreams.
This is so strange.
I've lived so much of my life keeping to myself. Now, talking, telling stories, and listening fills me up with joy.
Now I really want
Do
to
you know
run into
anything
more people,
funny?
'cause
Anything
what
I can
the
write
heck?
home about to Mijo?
Oh boy. Okay, funny. Joy. The ducks are pretty good. That's happy, maybe not funny. We'll come back to that. Let's see if there's anything else. Sure. Ducks. Hope you like ducks.
Life is not so easy, you
I don't
know.
think any of my stories are funny.
I know joy now. Loneliness eats you up. It breeds resentment, coldness. Yet when you're in the presence of comunidad, of community, you feel enlivened through others. I've come to discover new things about myself,
mean
pulled
through
from
the
the
birds?
wisdom and grace of others.
This is so
And I
weird.
couldn't be more grateful for that. Now, tell me a funny story. Make
Dude,
me laugh.
I don't have anything funny, lady. Shoot, did I do that already? Didn't I have that still? Where's the girl with the kittens? Shoot, I may have moved that, of course. Ooh, the welder. Don't I have that still? Or did I also... Nope, there we go. Okay, good. This counts. I don't know any of these as funny.
Oh, if Mijo were here, I would tell him that one. I would like to see his little face laugh.
Yeah.
The future. It's hard to say what will happen tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah.
Before, it was a routine, a cruel cycle. Now, I do not know. But isn't that exciting?
Yeah, I guess.
Though I still wallow in the poverty I grew up in, my future couldn't be more enriched.
Hey,
Maybe
good on
you
ya.
have a good, hopeful story to tell?
Hopeful, huh? Oh, let's see what we have. I just realized, like, when I was searching for stuff, I couldn't find the one that I just did, the one with the bearded lady. Like, that would have been a great one. Wait, really? Okay, apparently this is hopeful. Sorry, I'm using the wiki
What a
now,
good
'cause
story.
I honestly
I will
can't tell.
remember it for a while. I know. We have chosen to do
want these
powerful
eyes
work
open.
here together. And soon, others will have to choose too.
I don't
People
think you're
will
moving
not
anywhere
care
after
for
this, are
our
you?
struggle, see it as petty, inútil, useless. We know the truth. It couldn't be more real, more open for everyone to see. What
Okay.
they see as a mere disturbance couldn't be a more relatable fight for common good. Someday
yeah.
they will learn and understand.
You're
I
talking a
am
lot.
sure of it.
Do I
Do you
need
know
to see
anything
again?
funny? Anything I can write home about to Mijo?
More funny stuff, huh? I don't think I got anything funny. I have them, but they're not in my selection right now.
That one I do not believe.
And I
The
can't change it.
bosses, they will try to stop us. If there's one thing I learned from
I'm
the
not gonna
road,
open up her
it's that
mind.
even the kindest of faces mean the worst intentions. It is these policías, these men of justice, that I find hard to trust. What a world we live
That's
in,
fair.
where such sentences are being said truthfully and honestly. But that's how it is. Well, I must go. I am sorry to leave our conversation. We are all so blessed
you
to be
going?
here, in this time, in this place.
Yeah.
My friend, we
Okay. I feel like. God, I gotta go all the way back up there. All the way back into the middle of nowhere. So, for the sake of things, I'm gonna go see that lady again, but I'm just gonna skip over this walk because I don't have much to say. This is gonna take a minute because I need to go all the way back up again. Yeah. Alright, we're back here. Back to see our friend again. Got some funny stories lined up. Let's see if I can finish our tales. You're back to being a human? What the? Oh, God. Okay.
welcome. Oh, I am so glad to see you. Since we last met, every day I feel like my world has changed. My new compatriotas are so strong. And I am stronger too. I've heard from my. Now, tell me a funny.
Alright, I got funny stories for you. God, this one's apparently a funny story.
Oh,
There we go.
how funny! Thank you. It is not often that I can laugh. Freedom.
You
I
can
find
with
it in
me.
my new
I
sisters
have
and brothers
ideas now.
around me. Their plans for a march. No one knows how long it'll be, but one thing is for certain. Whether it takes 10 or 20 years, nuestro espíritu, our spirit will never fade.
Hell yeah.
The rumble of our marching feet and the courage in our voices will ripple for decades. The mark we will leave in this country will be engraved in history.
That is
I am.
hopeful.
Maybe you have a good, hopeful story to.
I have hopeful stories. I didn't realize that I
What a
shared
good
all of those with you
story!
already.
I will remember it for a while. I
Great.
know. Love is all around me now. Talking with these new people, new faces, to hear their voices,
So
sharing
weird that
their
she's a
troubles, their dreams. I've lived so much of my life keeping to myself. Now, talking, telling stories, and listening fills me up with joy. Please
good.
share a story of hope with me.
Alright, story of hope. Let's see, story of hope, story of hope. What do we got? Miracle growth. I think I got that one still. Somewhere. There we go. The promising, but the dubious but
What
promising.
a
miracle
wonderful
growth.
story.
Fantastic.
We need stories like this to give us
Yes, we
my
do.
home. I don't know if I'll ever be able to return home. I'm so far away now, farther than I ever thought I'd be. I'll just have to wait and see. Maybe
Yeah.
you have a good, hopeful story to tell?
More, huh? I tried telling you the ducks. You didn't think that was funny. The ducks were hopeful. Okay. Ooh, the man who made molasses is apparently hopeful.
What a wonderful story. We need stories like this
Fully
to
open.
give us. I know joy now. Loneliness eats you up. It breeds resentment,
I can't remember if she's-
coldness
yeah,
through others.
she's
I've come.
already told us this
Please
thing.
share a story of hope with me.
More hope, huh? Fisherman and
What a good story. I will
I'm a good
remember it for a
storyteller.
while. The future. It's hard to say what will happen tomorrow or the day after. Before, it was a
Yeah, you've
though I
already
still
told me these
wallow in the
things.
pot. All your time with me has been generous. You lend me your ear and thus the grace of your soul. I have to
Yes.
leave now. Our encounters will always be in my mind, and
I
I hope
finished
they'll be
something.
in yours too. May God be with you, and may La Virgen de Guadalupe guide your way.
Well, thank you. Hooray! We finished a story. Okay, well, that's fun. Alright, old man, you got some good tales. Okay, the raven and the salmon. Alright, well, we still want to move west, so at this point, we're just gonna go, see if someone picks us up, and we'll go from there. So far now. Yeah, well that's cool. So now we know what to expect. We're gonna maybe see some changes in the folks that we came across before. This doesn't really matter anymore. I kind of hate doing the whistling to... Oh, no. Sorry about that. Let's check our map. Where do we want to go? There's a lady, and there's a bunch of stuff down there. Probably should have gone west from New Mexico. Dang, should we go all the way up north to Colorado? That feels like a waste of time, but if we go west then, oof, gosh, okay. Well, I think we just need to keep going west. Cross the river and just keep walking. I was saying, I kind of hate having to do the whistling because the music's so nice. But if it makes us move faster, I'll take it to some extent. Alright. Crossing the Rio Grande. Don't need to add my own Spanish accents. Just wander through the desert here. We need to go southwest, right? Yep. Nice southwest pace. What time is it? It's 5:30. Is it really? How long have I been recording? Hold on. Okay, I've been recording over an hour, but I know I'm cutting some of it out. I'm kind of debating because much like with Zelda, now that I have time to, I can record longer videos since don't have to worry about a waking up infant. But would you guys watch longer videos of this? I don't know. It's funny because with a game like this, it's like most people probably don't get very far in a game like this, and yet I really want to finish it, like do everything. So it's interesting to see that process. Yeah, going the right way. Just heading west now. Right to whatever that town is. Maybe we'll head there, and then whatever the next stop is, we'll pause at. Phoenix. Are we in Arizona? I don't really know my geography, so I have no idea what the layout of this is supposed to be like. Looks like we had a traveler. Not there no more.
The wind nearly tears the farmhouse door
Jeez,
off its
that's
frame.
spooky.
Somebody left this place quick. Didn't take much with them. Dense books, tin kitchenware, broken ceramic, all scattered like a tornado hit. Just out front, an iron pot hangs over a stamped-out campfire. Under the lid, game and potatoes in a congealed broth. Leftovers, but plenty for one, and no older than a day or two.
Oh boy. I don't think I'm hungry, so I feel like I
Nobody
should move
lived
on.
long going around eating strange food. You climb onto a cotton mattress loaded down with warm quilts, elevated by a wood bed frame. Luxuries.
Sounds
As you
nice.
drift off, the wind pulls the door open. The sharp, drawn-out creak, creak, creak forces you wide awake. A faint sound. Some wild animal? Just the wind? A voice? The same sound.
I feel like you should figure it out.
repeated.
Oh my god!
Tailypo.
Oh my god, no. Oh shh. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. That just oh my god. Oh, what do I do? Oh my god, I'm terrified now. Oh, I don't have your Tailypo, buddy. Oh, do I?
The open door frames the partial silhouette of a ragged
God.
creature.
Oh my God. Anyone who
Inside
read
your
scary
head,
stories to tell in the
somebody
dark.
else's words ring out in your own voice.
Oh.
Tailypo, Tailypo. Who has my Tailypo?
I don't have it. I didn't eat it.
Some heaviness presses down upon your chest. In front of you, two
No,
green
God.
orbs, followed by a smell foul
I
as
didn't
the
eat it.
grave. Yes, you have. You
No, I
wake
didn't.
up in a pile of debris.
Oof.
Wood boards, roof tiles.
In the
broken
story
furniture.
that I heard in the scary
Whole
stories to tell in the
farmhouse must
dark,
have come down.
the
All
person
scratches
catches
covered
this
arms
creature and cuts off
legs,
its tail
still
and then eats
red
it.
and raw.
And when he eats it, then the creature comes back and claws him open to take its tail back.
Looks
and,
like
oh
the
my
cat
God.
staked its claim.
Oh, hearing
Sharing
Tailypo
with
just
me?
destroyed
It
me
asks,
there.
swinging tail brushing the corpse. He's still partly fresh. It has been a while since you last ate.
Is it a horse? I guess. I mean, I was just
Can't be
attacked.
choosy in hard times. You sit with the cat and roast the horse flesh over a fire. It's tender meat. It was a beautiful horse. Not much older than a colt.
Not super muscly then.
Ever been in love?
Never tried
cat.
horse.
Making
I
small
would
talk.
if someone offered though.
Have you ever
I'll eat
loved
anything
someone
once.
so much that you could not bear to think of life without them?
Yeah.
If you did truly love someone like that, and they didn't know it, and you were brave enough to tell them, and they rejected you, do you think you would be able to just move on?
I'd like to say yes. But I feel like if you think you love someone like that, but they don't have that love for you, then it's not real love. It's just infatuation.
Then how can that love have ever been that important to you? The cat scoffs. I couldn't let go of something like that. I wasn't able to. But he's inside me now. And you too.
Well, I'm glad you loved your horse friend. That's weird. Oh my God, that Tailypo story. Jesus. I'm seriously, yeah, it happened. It definitely happened. I'm still confused because I know I have more tails. I want to look at them real quick. Okay, so here's our problem. The developer figured it out. The scroll does not work, but this does. If you click and drag, it works. We've been looking at the same 4 stories for every single person, and we could have changed them this whole time. God, that's just a little annoying. Alright. I'm comfortable with that. I feel like we need to make our way down to this California. God, that's so annoying. It took me all this time. All this time. I've just been dealing with it. Swapping around the same 4 stories.
As you approach the farmhouse, a flock of crows lands in the field ahead. A wave of anguish washes over you, and when the world snaps back into focus, a man stands amongst the crows.
I am the Crow Man.
Has come to this place, he says. I am here for the deceased.
Do I count as
As
that?
he speaks, 2 crows fly out from the farmhouse towards him, each carrying a large rectangle of colorful cloth.
Are you a psycho?
4
punk?
boys
What the
came
hell
out
is that?
here to have some last peace. The 2 boys who lived there, lovers, who lived as they died. Too young, with the world turned away from them. Finally taken by the illnesses they could not fight. He takes a cloth from the birds, panels like tapestries, names stitched into them.
Interesting.
He holds them up. Their names.
Huh.
The stories of their lives, told by those who loved them, to be added to the quilt of all the others. Thousands. To remember the tragedy, the terror, the grief. The entire generation we lost. The man nods. Only by knowing our history, our stories, and why they were allowed to happen,
Alright.
can we strive forward to a better tomorrow.
I think my wife's getting ready to
Then
wake up. And,
He bursts into 100 crows and flies away into the dusk.
I think I want to save up here. It's been a weird night. So, I'll go ahead and make my way maybe to the next spot. And I think that should be coming up here. Just gotta cross the river, but first we gotta grab that. But yeah, so I'll say we'll go ahead and save up here. And then we kind of move on to the next thing. So, hope you guys are still liking this. Now that I can actually tell more stories, maybe I can actually accomplish some more things. And now that I've seen one of our fellow storytellers turn into a scarecrow, I'm very curious to see more. So, if you like this, leave likes and comments, and keep watching for more. Or check out my other videos if you want something a little more upbeat. So, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.